Hi guys, my name's Andrew Ogilvie and welcome back to the channel. We're going to be playing some more of the Hamilton Club and Country Career Mode, and in this episode we're just going to rattle on with the games. We're just trying to get as much into one episode as possible, and we've got 3 games coming up in this one. The first one against Aberdeen, and obviously Dean Campbell playing against his former club. I threw in the wee highlight just to show, and come into this one off the back of winning 3-0 in the last game against Dundee United, and I was feeling up for it. I had a couple of games before coming on to the series to actually record offline, and I was playing really well, so I was expecting nothing more than a win, and I would be quite upset with a draw, I'm not going to lie, as we managed to pick the ball up in the 3rd minute, and I just played really well this whole game. It's something that I'm trying to introduce more into my game, is a wee bit more skill moves, make it a wee bit more enjoyable and a wee bit more flair with my play, as we do a couple of step overs with Callum and try and finesse into the far post. But we come into the 16th minute, and this run is the run I absolutely hate. It's the run across the box. He gives the ball into him, and it's just in tiki-taka football, and we give away a penalty right on the 18-yard line. And if you watch it back, I should have went with the left foot. I don't know why once stepping in with his right. It was actually a pretty easy chance to take the ball off him. When he rolls that back and goes forward, I just dived in a wee bit too early, and he's went with the wrong foot. But it was a penalty. I wasn't gonna feel bad about it. I was hopefully just gonna come in, save the penalty, and get on with the game. And I just had a feeling. that I was gonna be able to do it this game. And this was one of the feelings, like saving a penalty in the 19th minute to keep ourselves level. From Ferguson as well, who's like a prospect transfer for me. I would really like to get him in this team. And from missing a penalty, it's not really shown well for him. And in the 21st minute, I'm bringing in this passing out from the back. I try and bring it along. I like the fast counter-attacks, so passing out to the back, go wide and run to the byline. It's quite effective as I slip the ball to Anderson. Anderson manages to go for the finesse shot, and he just can't put it past the keeper. I don't know who the Aberdeen keeper was who they started this game, but he's absolutely fantastic. Is Ross McCrory. One of many shots from him in this game, manages to go past the post just before the half-time whistle. And I went in, must have had a stern word with the guys, because in the second half I came out all guns blazing, give the ball out wide, Patterson just sort of cutting in, waiting for players to start making runs. Nobody's really doing anything, but I give the ball to Anderson here, and it's just a wee bit of hold-up play, trying to draw out their defensive line, and there it was, drawn out a defensive line. It was my chance, and Anderson slots the ball in the bottom corner with the finesse. And it's just biding your time, isn't it? It's waiting until the right time to release the ball when it comes to playing on Legendary. I could have slipped the ball earlier, but I probably would have got intercepted. It is down to making that perfect run, and that was it. It was the run I was waiting for. I was kicking the ball about, holding up play, and it was one of those games where I had to do that. I had to hold on to the ball in midfield and just wait for the chance, and it was going to come back to bite us on the backside, because they had a really strong defence, and we had a couple of opportunities to score, and we didn't take them to go 2-0 up. And the plan was just try and keep ourselves at 1-0, but as we break up the line, I'm waiting again. I'm just sort of doing a wee bit of hold-up play, ball rolls, and there's a run there, waiting for the runs, and Templeton just runs out of legs. I don't understand why, but he runs out of legs, and I think he's a wee bit too tired, sticks it past the post, and that was another opportunity squandered from us. For me, that's a goal all day long. Like, he has to be scoring that, and he's not done it. Oh, sorry if I just cough a wee bit. But anyway, the next chance comes to Aberdeen, and Ross McCrory, he absolutely owned the game, and I've got something stuck in my throat. Ross McCrory, he just completely owned the game in midfield. Whenever they went forward, he was the man. He was the man with the plan. He was the one I was always cautious about. He just drifts in between the defenders and sticks the ball in the net. And 1 each against Aberdeen. I did say as long as we beat one of the top 4, I'll be quite happy. But a draw against one of the top 4 is nothing to be looked at. Do you know what I mean? Like, I put up there with I think it was Hibs, Aberdeen, Celtic, and Rangers. And speaking of Rangers, the next game was against them, so we had 2 hard games back to back. And I started Patterson, I started King. I brought in a couple of players just to sort of freshen up the legs. I think everyone did have full stamina, but I'm just trying to give everyone a game. I left this in just to show how hard it is I find defending and tackling. Like, as soon as you dive in, especially against these higher rated players, they just run by you. Like I said, Patterson coming up against his former club, hopefully puts in a shift for us because we're going to need it. We're playing against Rangers here and their attacking lineup is frightening. And do you know what, the defensive lineup, I was looking at it, Hollander, Balogun, Van Aanholt and I believe Tavernier, and I felt like I could go at that team. I'm not going to lie, it's not a team that it's not a defence that I would be like, oh Joe, I'm going to really struggle here as we win the ball back, and I give it away, and it's just like not learning to not clearing my lines. I need to learn to clear my lines is what I was trying to say there, and I struggled a wee bit with that in this episode, in this game. Sorry, not this episode. Well, in this episode in general, I just struggle with defending. I'm not going to lie. It's not my key strong points. My wing play probably is as Patterson gets the ball, picks it up wide. I slip the ball to Smith, who gives it to Callahan, and he's got absolutely no right to score that, and he's done it. And you know, 1-0 up, I'm going, this defence, Rangers' shaky defence, then again my shaky defence, I feel like I could possibly best them in this game. So 1-0 up, I'm thinking, just stick in, keep the defending going the way we were doing, just clear my lines a wee bit better, and we might be able to utilise their terrible defending. I just, that Van Aanholt on the left hand side, they brought him in the transfer window if you can't remember, I did mention it. But it was absolutely useless in this game. Smith had the run of him, Callahan whenever he drifted up the right hand side had the beating of him, and it just wasn't a good signing for Steven Gerrard and his team. And Balogun and Hollander not having any pace, it was just, I'm just biding my time, just waiting for the gaps. And they burst forward with Morelos in the 45th minute. It comes out to Jack, and you know it's coming, don't you? 46th minute, and it finds its way to Roof, and he's in acres of space, turns finesses, and Patterson plays him on. And you know, Patterson done it a couple of times this game, and he just didn't play well. He kept sitting in so deep, following the run of Roof, and it just causing problems for us defensively. So I managed to pass it. This is exactly what I mean about passing out for the back, and we break forward. Hollander's not got the legs to catch up, but there's no one up there. We're not getting the run from Winter. He eventually makes the run, and he should be sticking that in. All he has to do is just roll that underneath the keeper, and he's lifted it slightly and hit the keeper on the feet. Hit the keeper on the feet. He's hit it in the foot, and the next chance does come to Rangers in the 56th minute as Roof turns. Roof was fantastic this game. It's not a player that I find, whenever I play like career modes with like my own team, whenever I play with like Rangers, I just don't ever use him. He's usually one of the first folk I put up for sale, and he played fantastic as Hadji slips the ball past the keeper, and I'm thinking like 2-1, it's not quite 6-1 against Celtic. Can we hold on though? I don't want it to be a 6-1 because the goal difference, we're going to have to try and make up some numbers because we're still quite low after conceding 6 times in one game. And King, I'm going to come on to talk about King at centre half. He had a fantastic game for being like 56 rated against like one of the better teams in the league, and that's a goal all day long. Like any decent striker sticks that in the net. And Callahan, I don't know if he just jumps early as I bring Anderson on in the bottom right corner, as you've seen. I think he was up too early and hits top of his head, but we were passing up chances, and we did have so many chances. There's like Van Aanholt again, out of position, running up the right hand side. You know exactly what's coming. Back post ball, takes the chest, and I should have cut it back, and I don't know why I didn't, because that was the chance in the 93rd minute to equalise. And I tried to go for the spectacular, didn't I? I tried to go for the Chiston. Was it a half volley? I think it bounced at a half volley. But 2-1 against Rangers. I'm not gonna turn my nose up at that. I think that's a good result for us. Only conceding a 1 on the goal difference. That's not too bad. But the next game we come into another game. Jesus, I can't really speak right now. We're playing Motherwell. They're our rivals. That's all I had to say there. And I played really well against them this whole game. I think the players were up for it, being the rivals, and then again myself as well, coming in after getting beat 2-1, as I give the ball to Anderson. He does the wee cheeky fake shot, if I can speak right, and finesses it into the far post with the left foot. And I had them beaten of them this game. I just felt so strong in midfield. My strikers were just making all the correct runs. It did just take a wee bit of time to break them down, but when you're playing Legendary with a team as good as Hamilton, it is going to take time all the time to break them down. As I win the ball, a really hard tackle. It was one of those games where we just like stuck it to them, and look, you look like he's a mile offside, but he's not. I play off the minimap, I've mentioned it a few times now, and I just seen that the defence was sitting, one of the defenders was just standing on like the 18-yard box, and every time I went forward, one of the centre halves just ran back, didn't even like run to the player, just ran to the 18-yard box, and then once he got there, stood for a wee while, and then made his way across. You can see, look, and then he starts making his way across. He's far too late in coming across to that, and that just gives Anderson all the time he needs to get another goal. But the next chance did fall to Motherwell, and it should have been in, shouldn't it? Like, he's made that fantastic run in between the two centre halves. Roberts just splitting the defence, gets the ball into his feet, a wee finesse shot to the back post, and he's obviously not got it in his locker. He's not quite Smith or Templeton or even Chalmers. And this passing out for the back, it's that I'm going to keep mentioning it because it's the way I just feel like it's a waste to kick the ball up the park, especially when you've got like a 5'9" striker. If Smith cuts inside with, I think as a McGeady spin is the name for it, and I give the ball to Anderson for the hat trick. I had to. I could have taken it myself with Smith, but it's the hat trick, isn't it? We kind of want to be going for that top goal scorer of the year, and those easy ones for Anderson, we're going to need to take them and give them to him whenever possible.
Well, here's the replay,
and I made a few changes after that. 3-0 up. I brought on, I believe, Winter, Anderson, and possibly even, I think it was Martin at centre mid. He's not really been playing for us. He was one of the players that started at the club, and he's just a good bench player to come off for us, but it's not very often Watt or Campbell are tired, so I felt like just bringing them on anyway, giving them some minutes. And we break down the right hand side for a loose pass with Smith, and we're going for that 4, and there was just so many chances in this game. As another one's going to come to us here. Anderson with the fresh legs, he's busting inside. They brought on a defender though and just couldn't keep up, but that's another chance, like 2 clear cut chances, and 3-0 up in the 90th minute. And I was quite happy with that. 3-0 is a good victory, and Anderson picking up the match ball. But if you like this episode, give us a wee like and subscribe, maybe like and a follow. I'll catch you guys in the next one. We're going to get some more games done. Bye.